it because he thinks his grandpa is just tired. He loads Kanzaki's body onto a cart and drags it through the pouring rain to a nearby clinic, banging on the door and begging for help. The owner opens the door and demands payment, but Jin only has a handful of coins. The owner pushes him away and slams the door because he doesn't care about some homeless kid's problems. Jin pushes the cart through the rain, passing by houses with warm lights inside. He sees families eating dinner together, laughing, being happy. He doesn't understand the emotions flooding through his body because he's never felt anything like this before. He tries calling Kuga using the special phone they shared, but at the Amagi mansion, Kuga's father catches him with the phone and breaks it before Kuga can answer. The call drops on Jin's end, so it seems like his only friend ignored him in his darkest hour. Out of desperation, Jin remembers Akimi's business card and finds her. She immediately takes him and Kanzaki's body to the hospital without asking questions. When the detectives arrive, they recognize the wound pattern because it matches a serial attacker they've been tracking, someone they call the Wind Monster. Detective Sayama notices how destroyed Jin looks inside. He hands Jin a pendant that belonged to Kanzaki and tells him that when things get tough, he should keep his head up high because he won't find hope lying on the ground. Jin asks what hope is, so Sayama points to the room where Akemi is resting and tells him that she is his hope now. Akemi offers to take Jin in without hesitation. She gives him a bath, feeds him, and treats him like family. In the tub, she tells Jin to stop calling her lady and to call her big sister instead. She asks if he's ever bathed with his mom before, and Jin says he's never had parents, just his grandpa. Akemi hugs him tightly because she can see how broken he is. Jin feels a rush of emotions he's never experienced before, and he starts crying without understanding why, because the last time someone held him like this was the moment before his grandpa stopped breathing. But the nightmare isn't over. The next day, Jin and Akemi go shopping together. She's happy, and he's trying to be. But on their way home, a tongue shoots out of nowhere and pierces Akemi through the chest. The serial attacker has found Jin. He's a player, a chameleon-type monster who can extend his tongue like a blade. He reveals that he was the one who ended Kanzaki and everyone else in Undertown because he's been hunting Jin specifically. He can sense what Jin really is. Jin stands in front of Akemi to protect her, but the monster stabs him through the chest and tosses him aside like garbage. Before the monster can finish Akemi, she manages to knock him down, but he slashes her face and leaves a deep scar. Something awakens inside Jin. His eyes change and his hair straightens as lightning crackles around his body. The angel's ring on his hand starts glowing bright because something deep within him is responding to the danger. In an explosion of energy, Jin transforms. His body becomes covered in a black skin-tight suit with a mask-like face, making him look like a demon. The chameleon monster barely has time to whisper one word, charisma, before Jin launches at him and erases him from existence with a single strike. Jin transforms back to normal and passes out immediately because his body can't handle the strain. When he wakes up in the hospital, Akemi is alive. Her face is scarred, but she's smiling as she pulls Jin into a hug. For now, Jin has found a new family. Years pass and Jin is now a young man living in Undertown, still charging people 10,000 yen to save them. Akemi runs a food stall nearby and dreams of saving enough money to send Jin to school. But Jin tells her not to bother because he's fine just staying with her forever. She responds by giving him a playful nuggie on the head. Meanwhile, Kuga has become the golden boy of the Amagi family. He's captain of his high school's soccer team, surrounded by adoring fans, and still obsessed with becoming a hero of justice like his favorite TV character, Alphas. At a formal party celebrating his achievements, a host asks Kuga what he wants to be when he graduates. He answers that he wants to be a hero of justice, and the crowd laughs because they think it's a joke. But Kuga isn't laughing because he means every word. He's assembled a team of former Amagi Corporation employees who believe in his vision. They've developed prototype gadgets and have been patrolling the city at night looking for crimes to stop. So when an arsonist starts burning buildings across Tokyo, Kuga sees his chance to prove himself as a real hero. The arsonist is actually a player who can generate and control fire. He's been burning buildings just because he enjoys watching things burn. Jin can sense when players are nearby, so he notices the fires too. Both of them arrive at a burning building on the same night. Inside, a family is trapped because the mother has been knocked unconscious by a falling shelf. Kuga calculates the risks and concludes they can't save everyone. So the smart move is to leave the mother behind and save the children. Jin ignores him completely. He picks up the mother, puts her on the bed with the children, and tells them to hold on tight. Then he carries all of them through a collapsed floor to safety, using nothing but willpower because he refuses to leave anyone behind. Kuga watches in disbelief because his calculations said it was impossible. Yet Jin did it anyway. But Jin isn't finished because the arsonist is still inside. The problem is that Jin left his special activation gum at home. This gum was developed by the Amagi Corporation to help Jin trigger his transformation without extreme emotional trauma. So without it, Jin can't transform on command. The arsonist finds Jin and immediately recognizes what he is. He transforms into his true form, a monstrous fire creature, and starts beating Jin down while taunting him about how players are superior to humans and shouldn't have to hide anymore. Jin tells him to shut up. The arsonist stabs him through the chest, but instead of going down, Jin feels his angel's ring activate because the pain triggers